Yeah.
All right, we're live.
We're live. All right. We are back at Hoagie's Garage, and I have successfully made it back from Vegas. Or I should say Steve made it back from Vegas. I did drive 3 times on the way home, though, bud.
Good.
Anyways, like we always do, we run through our sponsors real quick. We got Morning Sun Marketplace out in Thomasville, Pennsylvania with Rick and Sue Fritz. We got Hawk Wings up in Jackson, Minnesota. If you need a wing built for pretty much anything, they'll build it for your car, your micro, your whatever. My Race Pass. Like I always say, if you don't have My Race Pass, you got to get it. A lot of people had My Race Pass. You could see them all sitting pulled up in the thing. I haven't pulled it up yet, bud. I got to talking. At the races this weekend, must have. Kaiser Aluminum Wheels out of Alton, Iowa down here. Be Wiser by Kaiser. Kudum Auto Sales over in Inwood, Iowa. R&K, R/K Insulation out of Inwood, Iowa also. Houston Speedway, our local track we like to call it. Fulkins Brothers Trucking. They do haul livestock for a living. We forget to mention that all the time. I'm getting better at it though now, bud. And of course, can't thank Steve enough for what we did this past week. It was amazing. I had an absolute blast. Give Trim a call. He'll hook you up if you need some livestock moved. S2F, start to finish. Power Eye and Port City are the big two for us, but I read them off last week, and I didn't pull it up this week, bud, but they got like 5 or 6 other groups that they show all the races for. We always like to thank Hero Haven just for what they do for the first responders and the vets. And then Lumber Lounge and Garage, bench racing with Shane and Snow.
Had Beeson on last night.
Great
show.
In regards to that, talking about Shane, with Port City, Jody Roseboom Racing went down there. Reagan Roseboom, Jody's boy, ran the restricted micro. And then Frank Flood, Jonathan Beeson, and Ty Wilkie were all down there in midgets. And all 4 of them made the A.
Yep.
In their respective, well, there's 3 in the same class, so they all made the A, which I figured pretty good for Jody.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, you never want to forget, too, if you're going to call Shane, give him a call sometime about that insurance.
Absolutely.
Was it Competitive Advantage?
Yep.
I believe it's called. Shane's phone number, if anybody's interested, he gave it to us, is 918-691-5693.
Less than a rear tire.
Less than a rear tire.
And it's like $500,000 worth of insurance. So.
Oh, and I want to mention, bud, because I told him I would, at the track this weekend, Sugar Bee Apples was one of the sponsors. They were handing out apples all weekend long.
Yep.
I managed to eat one every night. Damn things are good. They're out of Washington. I think they're fairly new, but they're out there like in Kroger's, Safeways. Walmart's going to have them next year. Walmart had them last year. They didn't have enough apples to supply Walmart this year. But look them up. Find them. Damn things. I told the guy, says, it can't be a bad apple when the juice is dripping off your fingers while you're eating it.
There you go.
So, Sugar Bee Apples.
All right. Hey, we're back at Hoagie's Garage, and we're so happy to have Austin Wood on. How you doing, Austin?
Good. How are you guys?
Oh, like Tobe says, I'm still in his line. We're talking racing. It can't get much better than that.
Oh, yeah.
Although I did come home to a whole bunch of snow, Austin. I'm just telling you.
Oh,
they had like
a
blizzard on Sunday.
So I was here. So where we're at is straight. I live straight across the street. So my brother has a bright yellow pickup sitting out in his front yard, and with 50 mile an hour winds and snowing, there was times I looked out the window and I couldn't see his bright yellow pickup. That's how bad it was here.
That must have been a weekend for the records.
Let's see, how was it for us out there, Austin? What was it, like 89 and sunny?
Toby, yeah.
Toby, you look
definitely
so tan.
warm.
I'm good to go, bud. We didn't spend a lot of time sitting out in the sun, me and Steve did.
Oh, jeez.
So, yeah, it was pretty nice out there.
Absolutely.
Just kept getting colder and crappier the further this way we came.
I can only imagine. Austin, 16, is that what you are?
Yes, sir.
All right. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your family before we get going into you more in depth.
Okay, well, so I started racing out here in California about 4 years old, maybe. I forget what the age is for quarter midgets. That's what I started out in. Me and my sister both raced. My sister Haley, she's off to college now. But me and her both raced for a while, up until she was about my age. And then, so I started in quarter midgets, ran those till I was about 8 or 9, got into the mini sprint world. And that's kind of where it really started to take off. We had a good year or two in the junior sprint. We were always pretty okay and good in the restricted. And then once I kind of got to the outlaw stuff, or I think what you guys call it out there is we call it Super 600s out here. But that's where we had a really good year and just kind of put us on the map for the micros at least. My dad was, luckily enough, I have parents that support this. My dad grew up in Monroe, Iowa. He was always the racing side of the family, no matter what it was, dirt oval, street stocks, and just off-road desert stuff. No matter what it was, his whole side of the family was always doing something racing. And I'm honestly surprised my mom was, of course, I was way too young to remember any of this, but I bet I was probably pretty surprising my dad when she agreed to put me and my sister in a car. I mean, her side of the family really had no correlation to racing at all. She's never really seen it until she started dating my dad. And just a little funny story is that she went to a dirt track race just to see my dad there. No clue what was going on, but so that's kind of where they come from, you know. And so after our good year in the micros, we ran. Really, the struggle was age with me. Once I was old enough to hop in a sprint car out here, which is 14, we did right away. Because to me, it seemed like forever, those 3 years I had to spend in the outlaw non-wing and outlaw wing classes in the micros.
So was your goal to get in a sprint car? I mean, obviously as fast as you could in your own mind.
Yeah, you know, obviously, still like being young, you look at all those guys like my cousin-in-law Shane Golovic out here. He's a really good sprint car driver.
Yep.
You know, obviously in my mind, I want to be him. It's almost like someone I looked up to when I was younger, and then I see all these guys on tour, and when they come out to California, I think, what can I do to be them? But my dad always had a thing where he would never move me up unless he and others felt I was ready to. And another thing with my parents is they've never forced me or my sister to do this. When my sister wanted to get out of it, they were totally supportive with what she did next. And I just want to be the next kid out of California, as some may say. I just want to make as many impressions as I can and make sure they're all good impressions.
You got a lot of people to follow out of California, that's for sure, because they've produced a lot of good drivers over the years. I'm not going to start naming names because I'll forget somebody that's bigger than the last guy I mentioned, but there's a ton of them have come out of California.
Yeah, totally. Like, luckily enough, through a couple connections I have, I got to talk to Corey before the race at Las Vegas. He kind of gave me some pointers. You know, obviously in California, I've never ran a half mile.
Yep.
Calistoga, obviously last year was a 4:10 race, which I was too young for. And really anything before that, I mean, people say Tulsare's big, but when you get out to those big half miles like Vegas or Calistoga, I mean, nothing compares to those.
No. Yeah. That Vegas is a big, wide track.
Yeah. That was kind of my first impression. I was like, you know, the straightaways don't seem that long. The back stretch is so far away from the front stretch, I felt.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. How many, is this the first time ever you've been on a half mile then?
Yeah. The only thing close, I guess, would be Elma up in Washington. That's probably the second biggest track I ran, but a big half mile like this, no, I've never ran.
Okay. Yeah.
So, jump back then 2 years ago, whatever it was, I guess, when you got into sprint cars. Did you go right to the 410 or did you start out in the 360 class?
He had to be 360 because I don't think you could do 410 yet, could you?
Yeah, no. California rules are 14 for 360 and 16 for 410. So just this year, you know, obviously turned 16, but going back those 2 years or whatever it is, back when I was 14, yeah, I mean, the first chance we got in a sprint car. And kind of the dumb thing is those out in California, you can run, there's a series, the USCS, the non-wing, that was there in Vegas too.
Yep.
You can run a 410 restricted non-wing, but you can't run a 410 winged out here.
Okay.
So those were kind of some of the things I found a little interesting about California rules, but yeah.
California's got a lot of rules for things.
So
yeah.
how did the last 2 years go with the 360? What were some of the highlights, and you know, how did you think you did?
Honestly, I think last year was almost a struggle year. Obviously, we won. We were lucky enough to win the SEC championship, and our finishes were always good. But just I feel my second year, anything I run, like the sprint car, that was my second year. I just feel like it's kind of a struggle year. I don't know if it's still a year. I feel where I'm getting more adjusted and making smarter decisions. Maybe that's making me a little bit less aggressive, which I feel in California. The big thing here is to be aggressive. I mean, there's so many drivers that are so good out in California
Yep.
that, I mean, you see it with all the kids that come out, it just builds good race car drivers. So, I mean, I think you just have to be aggressive. And the first year, I felt we did all right, knock on wood, but I really haven't torn much up, never destroyed a car. So, and then the first year we got the big first win at Placerville. That was a good one. There's a lot of good drivers that race on a weekly schedule, and that's kind of what I like about California. I mean, you can go out and you can race really good drivers that, like Justin Sanders, you can race him on a weekly show at some random track in California.
Yep.
Yeah. Like I was saying earlier, there's a ton of good drivers in California, and you're gonna have to be good to win.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the way it is.
It's a little bit of a struggle for us to stay up for the features a lot of times.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm usually making it through the heat races, and I watch the replay of it the next day or so. But of course, as late as I was staying up in Vegas while we were there, maybe I'll get better at it. I don't know, but I'm struggling a little bit today yet. So how many 410 starts do you have then? Let's go about this. When is your birthday? That'll help me out a little bit.
My birthday is January 19th. So going into Vegas, I had one 410 start.
Okay. Because I didn't know if your birthday was February, or something.
Yeah.
Or, whatever. And you had a whole year last year or something. But no. So, okay. So you have
just
4 310 starts then. Or 410 starts.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. That would be, going into Vegas is definitely a little intimidating with having one start in the 410 and just being able to, going against the guys that have countless starts in the 410. Yeah.
When I talked to you out there, you didn't seem nervous at all. So I'll give you that. So
yeah, no, go ahead.
Refresh me then on how the weekend went.
We were okay. No, obviously I'd like to be better. I mean, we're struggled and finished in the B both nights, but everybody that apparently my dad was getting messages from people that they thought the car looked good and I looked good. And then so we qualified good. That's always been, I think, my strong suit is qualifying, which is really what you need at some of these, really all shows nowadays.
Yeah.
Is if you qualify good, then you start good in the heat. Because with the high limit format, I mean, you're straight up after the quickest guy starts fourth.
Yep.
So if you can start on the front row, honestly, you're pretty set for the night. Good chance at making the dash. So that's really where I try to get my best laps at, obviously, is qualifying. So we qualified good both nights. I think qualified 10th in our group and 8th in our group the first night and second night. And then heat races there were kind of a struggle for me. I never really felt settled in a heat race. just me and the car weren't really agreeing with each other, I guess you could say. But I think by the end of the second B, or I guess the start of the second B on night 2, I definitely think we got somewhere where me and the car worked really well together, and I really could wrap my head around what needed to happen and how to make the moves, just because how much of a momentum track that is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, don't be too hard on yourself. It was your second, third, and fourth start in a 410. So, I mean, I know every driver wants to win every time they're out there. But, like I said, people were telling you look good. You didn't wad the car up. It's a learning experience. Like I said, never been on a half mile. And it was your second, third, and fourth start. So,
and then it's against the high limits. So,
yeah.
So the week, I don't know if it was 1 week before that or 2 weeks before that, out in California, you ran back-to-back nights at Silver Dollar, and you ran really well. How did you do both those nights?
Yeah. Those were definitely good start to the year there at Silver Dollar. I've never really felt exceptional there. Just there's some tracks where I just don't feel the greatest, and I bet you that goes for a bunch of the drivers, obviously.
Yep.
Where there's just tracks that don't feel great, and Silver Dollar is really one of them for me. Especially how the track was just super hooked up both nights. I mean, I think the first night we did 3 sets of practice for each group. I think before we could even qualify, and still the track wasn't worn in.
Yeah, little bit of
But
overwatering because it was windier and crap, and as soon as they put all the water down, the wind stopped. Is what they said. So
yeah.
yep.
But the first night, kind of the start of the night really didn't seem like it was going to be a good night. I mean, I qualified 17th out of 24 cars or whatever, and then started fifth in my heat. I think ran third or something like that, and then started 11th in the feature, and was just able to pick guys off and just go 11th to second, and just I think towards the end of the feature, we had a late like 5 lap restart that I just think I needed to somehow build my tire pressure up. For me, my car, I just needed about 3 to 5 laps to get pressure built up to where I could move around and get
Yep.
around guys.
And then the
And
checkers
then,
come out just when your car's getting good.
yeah, and that's the part I always hate. Is it seems like your car always gets good right when you have no time.
Yep. But you watch, there's several drivers out there, and let's use Larson for an example. But you watch him, most of the time, if he starts like fifth or sixth, he hangs around there for a third of the race or half the race. It seems like he sits there and his car comes
Yeah,
to him, or the track comes to him, or whatever. And gravel is another one that's kind of the same way. If he's back there, it's like late in the race, his car comes to him, or he gets it all. I don't know, but yeah, if it's just fun for us to watch, and if you can qualify good, like you say you've been doing, that to me that's 90% of the night. Because
exactly.
it happens, but when was the last? How often does it happen that somebody comes outside of the dash and wins a race anymore in the big series?
Yeah, I mean that's just one of those things where it's just you only get maybe like a Larson or a Day or like you
Yeah,
said, a gravel that comes outside. But I mean,
occasionally, but
not not
not
your
very often.
average.
Yep.
Yeah,
It just don't happen. So if you qualify bad, it makes it tough. You can be a hard charger then if you start in the back or something, but
Yep.
it's hard.
and then
yeah.
and then how'd the second night go?
Second night went really well. I mean, the start of the night, I kind of hated just how my car felt. Maybe a lot of that too was I almost tend to drive a wing sprint car, kind of like a non-wing car, which gets me into trouble sometimes. But on these California tracks, it helps. It's just Silver Dollar wasn't like that night. You had to be almost very, very straight, like you were at Vegas this weekend, just barely putting an input in because it was so hooked up again.
Yep.
But what I thought was a horrible qualifying lap ended up to be third. That's just one of the things I get so devastated when I feel like, oh, it's a horrible lap, obviously, and just right then there I thought, we're gonna be struggling the entire night, and then luckily started pole of our heat race, won that, which put me in the dash, started third and ran third, and then in the feature, I about ended the night on lap one, caught a big bike, fell back to about 7th or 8th or somewhere right around there. And then just after that, I mean, I felt like I had a really good car, and just the car is very similar to the night before, so I didn't really have to make any adjustments driving it, and just was able to pick guys off and caught a break when Tanner Carrick got stuck behind a lap car. Sometimes they say it's better to be lucky than good.
Yep, never hurts.
So so caught a little luck there and just led the last 10 or 12 laps or whatever it was, and got the first one at Chico, which felt pretty good. And I think that just leads to a better start of the year, and just more morale for our team.
Yeah, it gives you confidence, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's nice. It's luck. Carrick whatever got a little trouble. But then again, you said you led the last 10 laps or more, so you still, it ain't like he screwed up, got caught behind a car coming out of turn 4 to the checkers. He had time to get you back, so you were still fast.
Yeah.
Yep.
So don't sell yourself short on it. That's what I'm saying.
So, of the tracks you've been to so far, where are a couple of your favorite places to go to?
I really like, there's a couple. I think that Skagit up in Washington is really, really fun. From when we were there last year for 360 Nationals, obviously it wasn't its original characteristic self. If you guys watched that, it was kind of rough and kind of a curve through the middle / top of the track, which never really happens there. But apparently, I was told they put new clay on it the week before, so it kind of made for an interesting weekend. But just, I think that track, when it's like it should be, even then, I just think it's so fun. Feels like you're going around there pretty good, and just you're always super planted and racing people. It's obviously still slow enough to race people.
Yep.
But so that'll probably be my top three, and then obviously I really like Tulare. I really like going up there and just being able to like beat the wall down without a big old curb, or sometimes you're even riding the curb there, and just once it gets slick, like Trophy Cup, it just becomes a really, really fun race to race, and just turns out pretty good each and every night, no matter what it's like when you're there.
Yep.
And then obviously I got to throw in, I haven't traveled to the Midwest somewhere, but so my last West Coast track I think would be Placerville. When you go to Placerville, it's, what you're going to get every night. You're going to get the big curve on the top.
Yep.
And then if you're good enough, you can kind of drag the berm and roll the bottom. But it just it's fast paced. Even though you're not going that fast, it feels super fast paced because you're super close to other cars, and you just have to be super, super smart when you're there, I feel.
We love watching
We
races
love
there.
Placerville. That's a fun track to watch.
Yep. So,
what are your plans for this year? You got a big schedule lined up, or what do we got going on?
Yeah, we got a decent sized schedule, I would think. We have 50 something shows, I think, on the schedule, and about 26 410 and 24 360 shows, and then a couple non-wing races here and there. Wherever there's wing cars out of track and there's non-wing too, we'll run with the USCS. And then a lot of West Coast stuff, obviously, going to make the trip up to Skagit 3 times for the 360 Nationals, NARCS, Dirt Cup up there, and then whatever the high limit shows up there too.
Yeah, I
And
forget what
then-
they call that, but
Yeah. And then obviously I'm super excited. We're going to come back to your guys' area a little bit, run some Knoxville. And I think we start there next month. I'm pretty sure the season starts, if I have that right.
April.
But
yeah, end of April.
yeah. So we'll come out there for the practice day and that first race. And then I think we have a couple 2 or 3 weekends lined up. And I think if we do well, and my dad wants to, I think we'll run the 360 Nationals out there
Oh, okay.
towards the end of the year. And just,
Yep.
there's a couple other rides I have lined up out there for Shelby County and Eagle Raceway when the high limits in
Oh,
town,
sure. Yep.
Absolutely.
which I'm really excited for Eagle. It looks like a really, really fun track. I mean,
It's racing.
kind of just,
I think
Yeah.
Eagle, and this is just me throwing this out there. It reminds me of Placerville a little bit. So, which is a lot like Huset's also.
yeah, that's like what I'm really excited for is Eagle. I mean, it just seems, I really like Placerville, obviously,
Yep.
and Eagle just seems like a bigger Placerville. So I think when we go out there, we'll have really good speed and just be able to make the show and be very competitive in the show.
Yeah. We're really curious to see how Shelby County goes.
Yeah.
So I wasn't there. Tobe was there last year with the guy we
305
sponsor, Lee Goes.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see how the high limit does there.
Yeah.
So
It'll be fun to watch.
yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, that's the thing. I haven't seen if there's been sprint car racing there, and if not, it hasn't been for a long time. I think no.
Well, they don't. It's not like a weekly thing. I don't believe down there. They run mostly body cars. I think.
Yeah, and they do 305s.
Yeah.
But I don't know the last time they've done 410 sprints there.
Have they done 410 sprints? I don't even know.
Yeah, no clue.
I mean,
Yeah, I haven't found anything on them, and just so I'm kind of curious too to see how they'll go.
yeah. Well, we
Seems
could,
like the late.
we could hook him up with Lee. Lee could tell him about Placer or about Shelby County.
Absolutely.
We know a guy that raced there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the 305 and 410 is altogether different, but
Yeah. But he drives 410 also, so
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
he knows a little bit. At least he knows about the track. But so, why the number 2 on your car?
When I was young, it came down to decision with my dad and our number. So he's always been number 2, and just in his street stock days, he's been number 2, and then his dad, I'm pretty sure his grandpa was number 2 too, back in the day. And then, but me and my sister really wanted to be number 17 because our cousin Colwood used to run the number 17 sprint car.
okay.
So we were it was kind of a couple years of, not even a couple years, probably a couple months of debating on what number we really want to commit to. And it finally turned out to be 2, just, I think my dad's influence was pretty strong there. And I honestly probably had really no say over that. I was so young.
Well, Dad, he's a past track champion in Iowa, so
Oh yeah.
you got to listen to them boys.
Oh yeah. He loves to say that. We have some old DVD tapes of someone who recorded some of his stuff that he'll throw on every now and then. It's fun to watch and see what he gets excited about. And
Hey, you get to see where you get your racing skills from.
exactly.
Oh, them old VHS tapes and stuff like that, they're fun to watch just to see how much things have changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To think back then it was high quality, and now you can't even see what the heck's going on them.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just hilarious. It's nothing to do with racing, but it's been 15 years ago, 20 years ago at my class reunion. Somebody had found some of our old basketball tapes. They used to film them on VHS. Passed them around a while. We were watching that. I don't know if we had an athlete on the team compared to the kids nowadays, with the weight program and everything like that. We were just skinny, scrawny, looked horrible. Had the short shorts and the tall socks, and we just looked dorky as hell
my.
compared to today.
Yeah.
But it was hilarious to watch. It was fun. But yeah, so things have improved quite a bit on all aspects of the sporting world.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, that's kind of really cool that you guys are coming out to the Midwest, and you might do it a couple times.
Yeah, really excited on it.
Will you haul your equipment here, or are you going to be driving somebody else's stuff while you're here?
So for the 360 stuff, so all of our Knoxville stuff and whatever else we decide, we'll have our stuff out there.
Okay.
The car that we ran at Vegas, we didn't want to bring our new 410 car to Vegas just to get it torn up.
Yep.
Because I think we went through 2 shocks because of rocks, and our top wing has a big old hole in it.
Yep.
So we'll bring the car that was there out, and then my parents, obviously it's my dad's from there, he knows places
Yep.
or people that have places. So we'll keep our stuff out there when the weekends are close together. But when we're out, I'll fly back to California. We'll all fly back to California, and my crew chief, Josh Weiss, has a car that he's going to let me run when our stuff's out there.
Okay.
And then for our 410 stuff, I'm lucky enough to have the chance to be in somebody else's car. So those are for the 2 high limit shows. And then the car owner seems pretty eager about running other things. So I kind of got to look what's out there and what seems fun to run,
Yeah.
and just tell him and see if he wants to go do that stuff.
Well, you would
The
love
High Bank
usage.
Nationals, that's a fun race. Little short track like you like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. It's good to see that you're getting out and about and going different places. You have to be excited for that also.
Yeah, super, super thrilled on all this traveling we get to do. I'm just thrilled that my parents give me the opportunity to do all this, and they put that trust in me that I'll go out there and look good for them.
Yep.
So he said his cousin was Cole Wood. Would Cole be the one that was up at Huset's a time or two, or not? Do you think, Tobe?
Yes, probably.
Yep.
That,
Okay. He
yeah.
had like the nicest rig I've ever seen. I mean, his rig was unbelievable.
Yeah, that's kind of how Matt, my great uncle, I guess it would be, does things. He really likes the stuff really, really nice. And obviously, when he did the things with Mr. Clausen, Brian,
Yep.
all that stuff was really, really nice. And just, yeah, he likes his stuff nice, I'll say.
I'm trying to think of the number that Cole ran.
17. He
Seven.
said.
He did say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I missed it. My bad.
No.
I'm deaf too. Besides old, I'm deaf.
Yeah, no, but Tobe, he just got back from Vegas, so he's still,
I'm,
you know.
I'm on. I don't know if I'm on West Coast time, European time. I don't know where the hell I am, but I'm trying to catch up.
Well, if you're West Coast time, you're pretty awake over here.
Oh man.
Oh.
Tomorrow, I gotta go back to work tomorrow. She could be a struggle.
Yeah.
So
So,
I have to take a NOS along to work or something.
so now, did you say Shane Golbeck is also a cousin or something?
Cousin-in-law
Cousin
is what I'm pretty sure. He's married to Sarah Wood, which I know is my cousin.
Okay.
Or my aunt, I should say.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not great with family trees, so I know who I'm related to. It's just kind of not who they are to me, you know?
Yeah. Well.
That's what I got sisters for.
Yeah. That's.
Hey, you know you're related to them. They're having they're getting married. Okay, cool.
You're 16, and if you know that they're somewhat related to you, that's pretty cool.
Yep, you're doing good.
there's a lot of people that are 16 and have no idea. So
It's a guy thing too. We don't
Yeah.
care quite as much as the girls seem to
Yeah.
about
Yeah, I
relatives.
totally agree. But Levi Hillier, is he? He's 16 also, right? Have you two competed in a lot of things? I know he's from Washington, but have you two competed much against each other in things?
Yeah, he turned 16, I think, in May.
Okay.
So me and him ran a lot of 360 stuff together. And obviously too, our micro stuff. When I went up there for the big race at Deming, Clay Cup Nationals, that's what it is. Me and him raced together, and then Tulsa, the shootout, obviously we raced together, and then we ran when I went up there for 360 Nationals. That was the first time we raced together, and then he came down for Trophy Cup. I think 2 years now. So me and him raced together a little bit. He was at Silver Cup too, and after he won that race at Central Arizona, he went to Silver Cup, and we ran together there too.
Yeah. I just have you two on my radar for being the guys out west that are the next young guns that are going to be coming through and everybody's going to get to know. So that's my own list, but you know, you should be pretty happy to be on my list.
Thank you.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just
we're
kidding.
so important.
Oh,
That's why we're sitting in a garage in the middle of nowhere,
yeah.
talking to people, having fun.
Do you have a list of all your sponsors?
Yes. I have, yeah.
Let's run through them all. Let's get them all mentioned.
So obviously the first one is Sierra Wood Motorsports. It's like my family's program for this racing deal. And then Lightfoot Automotive, they're a big automotive repair and just a lot of everything up here in Placerville. Then Morgan Precision Roofing is also out of Placerville. They do a lot for us. They hopped on this year and started supporting us. And then obviously we get help from deals and stuff. BR Motorsports are a big one that helps us out. And then we have Smith Tie, Kaiser Wheels, really have good relationship with Wade over at Kaiser Wheels.
Super nice guy, by the way.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Practically
Love
our
talking
neighbor.
to him.
Yeah. Hell, he's one of our
Yeah, I
sponsors,
love-
bud.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we have Swindell Bleeders. Really like talking to Mr. Swindell over there.
Yep.
And then a couple of others here and there that give us somewhat deals on stuff and just I'm working on getting more together. I keep going to places, talking to owners and stuff, trying to get more people on the side of the car.
Yeah.
Every little bit helps when you're trying to travel around and race.
Yeah.
So, you have apparel? Is there like a website or something they can reach out and get stuff, or?
Yeah. I don't know how much I've left. I've actually done, luckily I've been grateful enough to be able to sell a lot of it, but on my website's shopaustinwood.com.
Okay.
There's hoodies and shirts right now. I'm working on getting some of our 410 car stuff designed for a t-shirt and just looking at what else might be popular to sell.
Yep. Say it one more time. ShopAustinwood.com. Is that what you said?
Yes, sir.
All right. That sounds
I just
pretty good.
want to apologize. I am having a little trouble with my phone, so people have been commenting for us to ask questions. I'm like, got it. I have something pops up and then it goes away. Phone ain't functioning properly. Maybe that phone's still on West Coast time. Maybe.
Operator sleeping there.
Well, there's that possibility too. But anyway, so the listeners out there, I apologize if anybody had questions for Austin because I'm not getting anything.
All right. I think we'll hit up some rapid fire, and if there's anything else, Austin, that we forgot to mention or anything like that, you can make sure you do so at the end. All right.
So
Perfect.
I know you've been sweating these since I talked to you on Friday night or whenever I found you finally or whatever. So just now's your big moment to shine.
All right. What's your favorite kind of ice cream?
I'm a really fan of classic vanilla. You can't beat a good vanilla cone on a hot day.
There you
Well, vanilla is always good.
go.
If you don't like it that day, just add something to it. That's the good thing about vanilla.
Exactly.
You a cat or a dog person?
Dog. I have 2 dogs, a bulldog, which is actually quote unquote my dog. That's why she's on my race shirts. Her name's Remy, and then I got my lab here, Scout.
Scout. Awesome.
I like labs.
Yeah.
I've never had a bulldog.
I got a yellow lab sitting at home. So, do you have any hobbies other than racing?
Yes, I really like to mountain bike, do a lot of downhill mountain bike stuff, dirt jump stuff, and then also when it comes summertime, I really like to wake surf. I try to get out and wake surf as much as I can. And that's really it. I'm kind of a basic person.
You're an all-around adrenaline junkie then. So I have to ask though, you said downhill mountain biking. Is that like when you watch them crazy fools go like 50 mile an hour down there, or you just biking for the fun of it?
Exercise.
Yeah.
I don't compete, but yes, it's kind of like that big, like those big events.
See how fast you can get down to the bottom of the hill without killing yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he is nuts, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We got it.
Oh. You're up. Number
I'm
4.
up. No, okay, my bad. I already see I'm sleeping again. How about a favorite movie, Austin?
My favorite movie is a really original one. I really like Smokey and the Bandit.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good. The first one was
Sure,
amazing.
yeah. Yes. The first one is really, after that, I feel like with all movies, anything you get past, if the first is really good,
Yep.
the rest of them are just going to be horrible.
Yeah. If you can get the second and third ones are good, you could almost call that really good.
Yeah.
So,
Do you prefer snow or rain?
Definitely a snow guy. I like to snowboard too. I forgot to mention that with my hobbies, but
Imagine that. I wouldn't have
yeah, I
guessed.
would have never guessed that.
No.
I would have thought, yeah, no, I ain't doing nothing. Okay. If you were going to be stranded on an island, what type of music would you have to have along to listen to?
ooh. Might be pretty basic. It might be a pretty generic answer, but I got to go with country music. I mean, there's just, if you're sad, you can play sad country music. If you're looking to get pumped up, there's like happy country music. I think it's just
Yep.
so all well-rounded.
Yep. I can't disagree with that. But now I have to ask, do you like the modern country, we call it, or do you like the older stuff? Like
The older
90s?
stuff, probably.
That a boy.
There you go.
That a boy.
Now you're really a big fan in Toad's book.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a rock guy, so. Do you have a favorite place to go out to eat?
Ooh, yes. I got a favorite breakfast place and a favorite dinner place. I'll give you both.
Perfect.
Out here, if you're ever in the little town of Wilton next to Elk Grove, kind of right where I live, there's Bert's Diner.
Perfect.
Very, very good American breakfast. People there are always so nice. The owner's just an absolute great person to talk to. And then for dinner, there's also this non-chain, which that's when it's the best.
Yep.
The non-chain sushi place called Umai Bar and Grill.
Oh, sushi.
They
Go ahead.
I'm-
We're sorry.
I'm not a fan. I actually don't eat sushi. I go there for the teriyaki chicken.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
My dad and my mom like sushi a little bit, so but when I go there, I just stick to the Old Faithful teriyaki chicken.
There you go.
That works. That works. We
That is
love to
good.
eat fish, but I haven't even, I guess I shouldn't say much. I've never even tried it raw, but it just doesn't even sound, I don't even want to try it.
I won't be able to get it to my mouth. So,
Oh,
But anyways, but the breakfast sounds good. Is it one of them places where you got twice as much as what you need though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, that's the place I want to go.
See,
I love breakfast food too.
I'm the type of guy I love to go, like you said, Bert's Place, or if you can find Flo's Diner or something, you know. Those
As
usually,
soon as he said diner, I knew it was going to be
it's
good.
usually that's I don't have any problem with Frying Pan or
Perkins.
You know, they're all good too. But when you can go to them mom and pop shops, I call them, that's where your
Exactly.
best food is.
Yeah.
that's exactly what Bert's Diner is, and I don't think they've raised their prices since they opened, and just you can it's a wonderful place.
There you
So
go.
one more thing before we get off the food thing. This ain't about the food, but you said the small town of wherever you live. How small is small?
So the town next to me where all those restaurants are is Wilton. It's definitely not as small as some of those Iowa towns, but I think it's 10,000 people, so it's a small California town.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's our entire county.
Right now, the town that we're doing this podcast from is 250 people.
Oh, it's like some of the places driving back home from Vegas, going through some of the desert places.
Yeah, they look abandoned probably when you ride through. You go, what the hell is this? See, I've said this before. I moved to the big city in Lyon County when I moved to Rock Rapids, and that's like 2,500 or 2,600. I don't know what it's at now, but
Yep.
so that's big city for us.
Oh, yeah.
But okay, is it my
Number
turn,
8.
bud? How about a favorite holiday?
Ooh, I gotta say, I would probably just say Christmas.
Yep.
I know it's very basic, but I mean, once Christmas is probably one of the best holidays. I really like the winter time. And what's right after Christmas is Chili Bowl, so that gets me really excited. Once I know it's Christmas time, it's almost time to go racing. So
Spoken like a true racer, and not to make light of it, but you're still a kid, so you should enjoy Christmas.
That's
See,
right.
me and Bud, we're to the stage where we enjoy Christmas through our grandkids now.
Yep.
oh yeah,
So,
Yep.
gotta ask it, Bud, just
That's
in
it.
case.
Let's see here. I know you're just turned 16. Do you have your driver's license?
yes.
Have you got a speeding ticket yet?
Nope, no speeding tickets, no tickets at all.
Oh boy.
That's good. I'm gonna ask one more, since I'm on a roll with these questions.
There
I'm
you go.
taking yours.
You're taking mine, but I'll make it work, Bud.
Yeah. What's the fastest you've ever gone in a car? Say mom or dad or uncle or aunt, because they're all racing people. You don't have to say which one to throw them under the bus, but what's the fastest you've ever gone in a car going down the highway?
Oh. Allegedly, we've gone 130
Allegedly.
allegedly.
Were you late for a race or anything, or just having fun?
No, it was just kind of one of those open highway scenarios, kind of like you're on the way to Las Vegas from my house, just going through the desert, one of those open highway scenarios where they decided to open it up a little bit. And yeah.
There's
That was fun.
I've heard stories, some of them freeways in LA area and stuff, you like got to run 90 to 100 in that outside lane so
Oh.
you get run over.
Yeah, there are some people, that's kind of the normal down there, is
That's
pushing
crazy.
80 or 90.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I was super excited to get back towards home because the traffic wasn't so bad. I
Yeah.
drove across part of, what was I on, Highway 20 maybe or something, as we were coming back across Nebraska. I drove from 5 to 6:30 in the morning, whatever, met 2 cars.
Yeah, there you go.
So life was good.
There you go. They have no idea what that's like.
No, I was somewhere out here. That's all. Steve just points me down the road and says, "You drive for a while. I'm gonna take a nap." Perfect. So okay. What's your favorite drink or go-to beverage?
I'm a big iced tea fan.
Okay, perfect.
Really, wherever I go, it's either iced tea or like an Arnold Palmer.
Yep.
Not
Awesome.
really into soda that much. Just why get soda when you can have iced tea? I say.
Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
why me and Bud don't drink pop
Yeah,
either.
don't ever get started because it's not good for you, especially as much pop as I drink in a
Me
day.
and Bud will drink your share. You stick with the iced tea.
If you win the lottery and you're not old enough to play it yet, but you got a huge chunk of money, and I mean a huge chunk, is there a car, a boat, a trailer home, anything that you wish that you could own?
So yeah, I kind of got a couple answers for this. I mean,
We love.
I'd really want it. I'd really want it as a boat, a big wake boat, a Paragon. Those are really, really nice boats, but they're a huge chunk of change. And then for a car, I'd probably say some sort of Ferrari. They've always looked good to me, or maybe an older style Corvette. And then I'm not really a trailer, or I guess it is a trailer, but I'd really want one of the Australian style semi trailers.
Oh.
One of the big ones. I think those things look so cool. Just like they're just, I don't know. They just seem like they always keep their stuff so nice out there.
Yeah.
And I think they look so cool rolling down the road.
Oh,
That's a definite
awesome.
original answer. We've
That
never had
is.
anybody want an Australian one before.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We get a lot of people, they'd buy a 410 team, with the whole rig and everything, but they've never specified the Australian trailer. So
Yeah.
I like that. I really appreciate that. New answer.
Well, Austin, I'm a teacher out at West Lyon, and I'm mainly elementary, but I know I coach football, basketball, so I know a lot of 16-year-olds, and there's not very many 16-year-olds that I know that speak as well as you speak. You did an amazing job tonight. I think you have a very bright future, and we're just super happy that you allowed us a chance to chit-chat for a while.
No, thank you guys. It was a pleasure talking to you guys.
You bet.
All right. Well, you take care. Best of luck on the rest of the season.
And hopefully we see you when
Somewhere.
you're in Iowa or at Eagle or,
Somewhere.
who knows, maybe
If we
you'll
get
come
there,
up to Houston.
we're going to stop by, say hi.
Perfect. Can't wait to see you guys.
All right. Take care.
Take care.
All right, take care.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye.
Another fun one, Bud.